back together again, and Arnie, you posted some throwback pictures of you, comparing you then and there. There you are, and here you are.
Aww.
Oh, adorable. Because that first movie, we kind of forget that before Terminator, you were just seen as kind of the body. You were that guy. So Terminator was kind of the start of your career as this huge action star.
Yeah, because before then I did Conan the Barbarian. And so that was, you know, you relied heavily
Yeah.
Well, I've watched it many times.
So the fear that I had was, am I going to be stuck in those type of movies, Hercules movies and muscle movies, or can I cross over and become an action star? And Terminator was, that's why I feel really kind of very passionate about that project and about that franchise, because it really helped me kind of break out of that.
Because when you were approached, Linda, you weren't so sure, because you were known as kind of the Austrian Oak at that stage.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
You weren't sure you wanted to act with the Austrian Oak.
What, number one?
Yeah, number one.
Yeah, not at all. Only because I was a snotty New York actress, you know. You move from New York, you're training with, you know, Lee Strasberg, and, you know, you can't go to L.A., it'll ruin you. You can't do L.A. movies, they suck. I mean, New York is tough. So here's Arnold starring in this film, and my people were very excited, and I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna see for myself. But I actually went to set to see him.
You never told me that story.
I know. But told everybody else.
So you were hesitating working with me?
I was.
Oh, you believe that?
But no, but history is a great thing. History is a lovely thing. But it's quite a complicated thing, because you were married to James Cameron. So when the three of you got back together again, was it the same as then, or was it more difficult? Was it less difficult? What was it like?
Like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it can be more difficult than in the first movie. Because it was already very difficult then.
Yeah.
But the first movie, let's not forget, was a small movie. Was a small budget movie. It was kind of an independent movie with $6.5 million. We had to go out and do certain shots in Hollywood without the permits. We didn't even have permits. I remember one time I got out of the car and he says, go across this street here on Sunset and go over to this car and punch the window in the front and hit that shot.
And we didn't even own that car. It's just like a random car.
So I walked across the street, you know, kind of like Terminator-esque, like, and then boom, 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 and then I looked around, boom, punched through the window, you know, and reached inside, and so.
And then the cops came.
Exactly. That's the way we shot the first movie. It was like $6.5 million, and so the second one was then over $100 million.
Yeah.
So it really kind of elevated.
But what's amazing is it was the little movie, and then it just became huge. It influenced so many people. Like, cause even, I mean, your last album was...
Yes.
Is that where Pollinator came from?
That's where Pollinator came from.
No.
Absolutely. I was sitting there and I was thinking, Terminator. Ah, yeah, the Terminator. Pollinator.
I like that.
Went right to it because of, you know, sort of championing the bees, you know, the threatened bees, the honeybees.
Very good for you.
Yeah.
Pollinator.
So
Because Nadia, did you watch these movies?
Well, my fans, the very few that I have, they're called Nadiators. And that's...
Aww, I did not know that.
I know. My husband came up with that. He's like, Nadiators! And that's what they're all called. They call themselves Nadiators. So that's... Yeah.
And then she had to catch up. What is that?
But you know what is the funny thing about the Terminator is because before, when I wanted to become a leading man in Hollywood, I said always, you know, I want to become a leading man, and they said, like, forget about it, Arnold. I mean, we like you, why don't you open up a health food store or something like that? But you can never become a leading man because you have an accent. And then someone else would say, you have too big of a body, it would never work. And so with Terminator was one of those movies where Jim Cameron, during the promotion tour, said, if Schwarzenegger wouldn't have had those muscles, and if Schwarzenegger wouldn't have had this accent and talked like a machine, it wouldn't have worked. So I said to myself, yes, finally I made this liability an asset. You know?
had the thing recently where I think you'd broken your finger. Your finger was in a splint. Do you remember this story? And you're on a plane?
I was embarrassed.
Oh, go on.
I was
could have happened
doing
to anybody.
Rush Hour 3. At the end, I weapon the French flag. You know, throw the stunt guy. The stunt guy, 260, boom, fall down. But when I throw the French flag, you know, the French flag, boom. He threw it. I caught my finger.
Ow, ow.
But he fall down. Everybody said, "Are you okay?" Nobody care about me. Because he's a stunt guy. And also the camera on him. I just, myself. And it's swollen, and every day I just, I have to fight every day. I just do this. Two weeks later, it's becoming very natural. Whatever I just doing this. And when the movie finished, we go back to Los Angeles. I was in the bed. I was lying down.
On the plane?
Yeah, on the plane. I was lying down with my blanket. You know what happened? And I remember at night, I would get up, just... I was in under. I really pain, And the air hostess, at night, very dark. Mr. Chen, you want something? Do you want something to drink?
Oh.
Then I just... No. Something. Then I can feel her eyes. Something to eat? No. She like... Oh, I'm sorry. Then I said, yeah. Then when she go away, I look at myself. Cover. I take my blanket away. I just look in the hallway. Hi, excuse me. Excuse me. Then I just pretend. Can I have a water? That's embarrassing. Very embarrassing.
There was a world where Jackie Chan was going to make this film.
Yes. No. Okay, to be fair to the Daniels, and when you start out to write a movie or to do a movie, it is show business, right? It's about a business sense. And constantly, it's the guys that goes out to save the world. And then as you get older and the roles get smaller, the boxes get tighter. So they did. They went to China to meet with Jackie, and Jackie texted me and said, congratulations for your movie, but did you know your boys came to see me first? I'm like,
That doesn't seem needed.
No, it's okay. We're great friends. I'm like, you're lost, bro. Thank you. Well done.
Because you have known Jackie for a long time.
Yes, my first gig in Hong Kong was with Jackie. And then we did Super Cop together.
Now, because I want to talk about Super Cop, because did everyone back then, when you made films there, did everyone do their own stunts?
No, not everyone are crazy like us.
But you, I don't know about crazy, but you do appear to be fearless. It's a metal train. I mean, you fell on, that's, yeah.
When you're on that rush, you don't feel anything. You really, you just go at it because you hear the word action and you are so focused. This is what you have to do. When I learned to ride the motorcycle, I can't stop it. I can't go and pose because I'm literally on tiptoe because the suspension is so high to take on all the bumps.
Yeah.
How I often get off is and I throw the bike away. So throwing the bike away was the easy part.
That was parking, yeah.
Did you ride motorcycles before?
No. Wow. I rode like a little moped back in Malaysia, but nothing like this.
Incredible.
So I learned. Because in Hong Kong at that time, we had no rehearsal time. We would get dressed, we would get on set. They are choreographing the scene or the action sequence. You watch, you learn, and you shoot right away.
Yeah.
And that was another scene where I could have broken my neck because I rolled off a van onto Jackie's car, and the glass was supposed to break, and he would have been able to get hold of me. It didn't, so I slid off the car. And I remember sitting there in the tarmac in a bump But going in my head, what had happened? How did I not get it right?
You hit the road.
I hit the road. Right?
Yeah.
I hit the bumper of the car.
Spoiler alert, she survived. Ashley's going, wow, you must have died. No, she's fine, Ashley. She's here. She's here.
Okay.
Mission Impossible, obviously, you pays your money. You want the big stunts. Now, last time you were on the show, you were kind of hinting at this big set piece in this movie that you spent years preparing.
Yes.
So I think you can tell us a bit more about it now, right?
Now I can tell you a bit more.
Yeah, OK.
I spent really 2 years, McHugh and I were talking about a sequence, and it's an aerial sequence with helicopter. And I've studied, many different films. And so when I went and I got my helicopter license and we're flying aerobatics.
One second there. I was surprised you didn't have a helicopter license already.
Sorry.
It seems so not you. when they were telling me he got his head around, I was like, really? I'm sure I've seen him flying helicopters before. Were you flying without a license previously?
Yes.
Not to get you in trouble or anything, but...
Yes. So,
oh, were you?
yeah,
OK.
yeah.
So no wonder you got it quickly.
I know. It's very fast.
OK, so you get the license.
Yeah, and then we just started really working on the sequence to see what can we do practical. I mean, I think in terms of action, this is probably the largest practical action film ever shot. Like, when you look at the films, there's no CGI, so we're going through Paris, the motorcycle, it's just full-on cars, we're all doing our own stunts. And the helicopter sequence is just incredibly exhilarating and very dangerous. So there's really only one country that would allow us to do it, where we had to build special camera rigs and for the helicopter. And so I got my license, and I trained up on aerobatics. And it's different. I fly aerobatics in airplanes, but helicopters are very different. So we're flying very low, very close to rock faces in a chase, and I'm chasing, Henry in a sequence.
And we've got some pictures of it here.
Yep.
So now, that's you flying. Is this the end of the sequence or the beginning? I think we've got these pictures the wrong way around. I think
no, I can't tell you that right now.
OK.
It's part of the sequence.
All right, well, I just think this might be out of the wrong... Because
so there's Henry hanging out of the helicopter.
There's
right
Henry
there.
back there flying. He's hanging out. He's not even flying a helicopter. I mean, really.
What he had to do in an own helicopter, because we're doing aerobatics, at least I know my own fate, He was there at times. I was literally on his tail, like a foot off the tail rotor at times. He had no idea.
There were times where I genuinely thought, I was like, oh, OK, this is how it goes.
But you feel dedicated.
At least I get killed by Tom Cruise. Yeah. It'll make the papers.
Henry's lucky because he can actually fly anyway. So
yes, of course. He loves. So here you are flying. Now, I'm guessing that must be after this next bit, because this next picture, you're on the outside, so someone must be flying that helicopter. It can't be... Please tell me you didn't get out of a helicopter while it was going. So that's you. I mean, and that is you hanging off a helicopter.
Yeah.
But this next picture is, it's just a beautiful picture, but it's crazy. So that's you.
Yes.
I mean, that's...
Yes, I know, right?
I can tell by this you're quite high.
I know. We were on the ground that day.
We're in the ball, hanging and
The rest of the cast are in. And because, Tom does all this stuff, does that mean that you guys have to say yes to everything?
Oh, yeah. They want to. They can't wait. You can't get these guys out of the stunt room.
Do you know what? You
Henry's
can't.
like in the helicopter. He is loving it. You were freezing in that helicopter.
Oh,
helicopter's flying around that thing.
It's New Zealand winter and the doors are open.
You posted a picture. You posted a picture on your Instagram of you doing a stunt, which looks very painful. I think it's you being lowered down a cliff by your nipples.
Oh my God, it's
That's his holiday.
I don't know how they wrote that into the script.
I love the stiff neck and the thumb.
Yeah, I'm fine.
There's one of those moments where you're being lowered off this 1,800-foot cliff. And
Very famous one.
You know
you're
those
thinking,
moments.
yeah, one of those moments. And
as
you're
you
thinking,
do.
I know I'm perfectly safe because the stunt crew is absolutely fantastic. Eastwood team they're really good. And you trust the harness, and they've all triple-checked everything. But it's still 1,800 foot, and you're walking off backwards.
They're not doing it.
It's so high, and the boat's at the bottom in the fjord, about this big. that it looks like a painting. And so you lose all sense of, like, fear and adrenaline for the height. And you start thinking, if I were to fall, could I kind of, like, squirrel suit with my... make it all the way to the water, maybe just, like, skim?
You've been in Superman too much. It's got to you. And Rebecca Ferguson, obviously, you know, with child now, so that makes stunts harder. But even when you did the last movie, you seem quite unsuited. I mean, you did suffer from vertigo going into these?
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that does seem a bizarre thing to say yes to being in one of these films.
Well, I didn't really know what I was saying yes to.
OK.
Because I don't really know how these films were made. So, you know, when I was on the camel in the desert...
explained it to you.
Well, no, very quickly, and then the first day of shooting, Tom, what did we do?
We jumped off a building.
Yeah. First day of shooting.
I think we've got a picture of you. So that you got...
That's me swearing and shouting the naughtiest words ever.
In my ear.
In your ear.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Swear. Oh, did I say that? I'm so sorry. I apologize. I'm just so...
The worst words ever. And then we jump off, and he just looks at me in the Tom Cruise kind of way, and he goes, "Welcome to mission."
I don't remember saying that. I do not remember saying that. No way. That is way too cheesy. I don't remember saying that. You said it to all of us.